where I Am the Chalice, Be Thou the Blood is the third full-length album from Gliwice, Poland-based death metal band Devilpriest. We could say black and death metal, that is part of their sound. They are a satanic death metal band, and this record is all about the left-hand path and sourcing the primal origins of it. This is a band that is better known for kind of a Morbid Angel and Angel Corpse influenced sound. There was definitely a lot more immolation in their second album, and you kind of feel that on here as well. More so in the guitar technique this time around. They're not quite as brutal or as direct in their sound. What we're getting here is, I would say, markedly different in render and sort of the recording and production values, but still, it's at the heart, it's still Devilpriest. So we'll get a sense for that in a clip right now, and then I'll talk a little bit more about the album and why I felt it was unique in their discography. So I discovered this band back in 2017 from their first record. I think it released on Pagan Records at the time, and I was not only following the label, but was really interested in this style in particular. And there was definitely this kind of late 90s Morbid Angel feeling to their work, as well as some influence from bands like Angel Corpse and whatnot. And the thing that sent that over the top and kind of made it a little bit different from, the work of like Pessimist or other bands like that, is that it worked in black metal influences, as well as some of the guitar techniques you'll find in Immolation and their discography overall. That's an enduring point of interest for me. But in terms of this album, the interest is almost has some parody with a band like Embrace of Thorns, where they're bringing in other influences from black metal into death metal and messing around with that ratio, that uncertain ratio between black metal and death metal. Not uncommon for Polish death metal in general, and Polish black death metal has a long, rich canon of like Morbid Angel and Deicide influenced bands. This is something a little bit different. It's a little bit more technical, but on this record, things have loosened up a bit. The rhythms are just a little bit more mid-paced in general, and that allows them to play with melody a little bit more often and work in more gradual expression of technique that really is kind of at the heart of what makes this record an interesting full listen. Otherwise, there are plenty of songs on here that also reflect an interest in thrashing black metal, in thrashing death metal in general, and they do go off on a few tangents that they're not exactly Absu-esque, but there is that level of speed approaching what they're doing. There's a finesse that they use to flow through ideas and break up some of the more aggressive death metal that's trampling through a lot of this. We never get the brutality of the previous two albums on here, but we definitely get those shapes and that aggression in terms of their songcraft. Beyond subgenre and tradition, the interest here in truth is really more the show they put on. It isn't really such an obvious bombast. There's a creeping curiosity to this record that escalates over time and becomes this unflinching spiritual statement. And I think that's really what drew me into this beyond the style and sound of it, was that it seemed impassioned and serious about what this band was conveying, and they do a fine job of it. I was already a fan of this band. There's a little bit of bias there. I've been following their work for quite some time, but still, this is a remarkable record that I think is worthy of your time if you're a fan of death metal of a certain order, as well as the blackened forms of it that creep in here. Check it out for yourself. It released on June 27th, and go ahead and read my review for more detailed thoughts on every aspect of the album.